everyone. It's Lisa the Creator, and I'm up. And today we're going to be talking about spiritual discernment and dating. And I know that there are a lot of buzzwords and a lot of words such as narcissism and mirroring and a lot of things that dating coaches and those that are licensed psychologists and psychiatrists throw around. And no shade, but I'm not a psychologist, nor am I a psychologist. My credentials are in substitute teaching, and should I pass the GACE exam, which I plan to take in a few weeks, I will be getting the provisional certification to have my own classroom to teach as a licensed teacher. That would be my vocation. So I am not professing to be a relationship coach. Any information given in this video is just my personal anecdotes as a person who dates was dating prior to my being taken off the market, so to speak. I'm spoken for in terms of dating, so that's no longer applicable to me. I'm not married, but I have a boyfriend. So any advice is in past tense. But when I was actively dating, I made a lot of pivotal mistakes, and it was assuming going back a couple of months that every man that I ran across was as good of a man as as the male identifiable males in my household, or the identifiable males that I came across. My biological father died at 3, so I didn't get a chance to know him. However, my biological mother's father raised me, and her brother also raised me, and I grew up in a multi generational home. So I was never missing. Fine, I'm doing fine. How are you? I was never missing a male presence. So even though my biological father was not present, and then my mother got married to a wonderful man later on in her life. She was married several times. I was never missing a male presence. So the not having a man in my life, so to speak, narrative was not applicable. But those examples were upstanding men who knew how to dress, who knew how to treat women, who treated women as princesses. So I assumed erroneously every man treated women that way. So when I got out into the world and I was of dating age, or the age when women became interested in men, erroneously, I assumed that's how all men treated women. I did not, I was green. I didn't know about misogyny. I didn't get Pookie and Ray Ray. I wasn't socialized around Pookie and Ray Ray. I got the creme de la creme. And even if they weren't thugs, they were sophisticated, Pookie and Ray Ray. Even if they weren't dressed like a Kodak Black, you could have on a suit and present yourself like a Barack Obama, but you could still have Pookie and Ray Ray attitude. The tip archetypical nice guy could still be toxic. You could have a good job. You could be um an representative, but if you don't know how to treat women and you are a fake woke misogynist, you are one of those woke Hotep brothers, I'm sorry. You are an advanced Pookie and Ray Ray. No, you may not be on the corner slinging rock, but you're still uh, an advanced Pookie and Ray Ray. What am I doing? Or is or is a speech deficiency? I'm not sure I understand the question. Are you trying to troll before I block you? I'm doing a video essay. Did you bother to read the description? I'm just going to move on and assume you didn't read the it's a video essay. Follow the format because I have content to get through. I don't have time to stop and answer every single question. That's the purpose of reading the I'm out of breath and I have special needs. That's the purpose of reading what the video is going to be about before you just hop on. If people would bother to follow what the content is going to be about instead of just hopping on, then you would know. Reading is fundamental. Not trying to be rude, but that throws people off when you interrupt the person in the middle of speaking. That's what the info section tells you about. It gives you a title and it you describe what the video is going to be about so you can avoid redundant questions. 6-6 Gemini, I'm also a Gemini. So I'm very intellectual. So it's just people often troll. So I didn't know where you were coming from. My apologies, dear. Because I've had a lot of it. Because I have cerebral palsy. So I've gotten a lot of questions well, not questions, comments disguised as snarky comments that were meant to sort of be tongue in cheek to try to detract from the purpose of the video. So I just wanted to keep the focus on the content and not on my appearance. Any other questions? But so that I can get back to the content because tomorrow I have church and then later on I have to get to bed early because I substitute teach. So I really don't have a lot of extra time. No, that's fine. It's just when I talk, I have cerebral palsy. So a lot of times when I talk, I have a lot to say. And I have a limited amount of time to say it. So I was out of breath. And yes, I do have a speech impediment, but I didn't know if you were coming on to troll or you just or you were just asking a question. No problem, but you were respectful. So I appreciate it. I'm going to add you as a mod. You were very nice about it. You're really respectful. It was a misunderstanding. 666 Gemini, thank you for being respectful about it, because there were people who were just trying to be JERKS's about it. Because when I first came on live, I was in my hospital bed. And a lot of people, I guess it did not compute for them. And instead of just asking a question and leaving it at that, they were trying to call me Big Mama from Big Mama's house, trying to say I look like I was in drag. A, I don't look like a man. B, I'm not big. Second of all, that's mobility equipment. So they were just trying to be ignorant. So I didn't know where you were coming from. So it was just a misunderstanding. Any other questions? You are more than welcome to ask. I just didn't know where you were coming from. I don't know you or um personally, so I didn't know. So with the World Wide Web, you have to be on defense and you have to have a thick skin. But since I know you and I know more of you and I know your energy, I understand. I can feel your energy now and you're good. I made you a mod. So back to what I was saying. If there's any additional questions, hi group. Oh, that's very sweet. I wish that you were my student. Um, I would be glad to teach you. I hope that you are an adult in this video because I don't want to make any comments that come off suggestive to students. I mean, anyone that is underage. I just err on the side of caution because anything that seems suggestive, even if it is of a friendly nature, in these days and times, perception is reality, unfortunately. And even if you mean it in the best light, you just err on the side of caution. And you never know what a student has gone through. And you always leave that elbow room for that student because it's a presumption that the student, I always want to have that false positive up, assuming that that student, whether I know that student's background or not, that that student has had, whether I know student A or not, that that student has had trauma. I do not touch students. I do not interact with students. Nothing, not a thing. No, period. I'm not alone with students without another adult, without witnesses, without anything. If a student interacts with me on a physical basis, if they come in, hi, Miss Lisa, they hug. I was taught in my substitute teacher training, you don't back away from a student, but you don't embrace the student back. It just gives too much elbow room to lean into an inappropriate situation. It sets the stage for things to veer off the rails. But back to what the video was supposed to be about. About, oh, I did not know, sweetheart. And by sweetheart, it's just that I'm from the South. I'm not trying to suggest anything inappropriate. I just have to say that because I don't know whether you're in a relationship or not. Oh, that's very nice. That is extremely kind of you. Thank you, group. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. I appreciate that. But back to what because I've already been on here for 15 minutes and I don't want to ramble on and on. And this generation, and I'm saying this generation because Generation Z tends to have the attention span of a tomato. If you ramble on and on, they have the attention span of a grape. So, and it's already been 16 minutes. So, I just wanted to go on with content. So, I assumed with my background being that I had men who were emotionally available and present, that I was going to run into men that were going to make me feel seen, who were going to show up for me. I did not run into that going going out into the world. I ran into men who were not, so to speak, even though they were grown, grown chronologically, they their shadow work, they still had not, they were still recovering from trauma bonds. They were not mirroring in healthy ways. They were bombing. I did not know what to look for. So I was dangerous to myself because I was in the of the doubt giving stage. If you, that is a very dangerous, in terms of survival skill. Every human being, male or female, should have that activated. Everyone has it. You know that weird person when you're out in society, and I'm not saying you should walk around judging people by their appearance, but every person, people that when you see them, the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Okay, there should be something innate in you that says, no. Vibe check. There should be something innate in you that says, no. Before I relinquish my contract that I made between myself, the Most High, and my soul to this person, I'm going to vet them a while. I'm going to take it day by day, see how it goes. I'm not going to treat this person on a job interview, but I'm the right to certain information about myself. I'm not going to lay it all out there on the line and relinquish all access to me. It's going to be revealed in stages. And that's a safer way to operate because not everybody has your best interests at heart. And that's just what I'm getting at, point blank, period. Because I was in a situation, and this is not coming from an acrimonious standpoint, it's just coming from a factual standpoint. And I'm not trying to convert anyone to Christianity or be on my soapbox about it. But God spoke to me when I asked God why He removed a certain person from my life because it hurt like HE double hockey sticks. And God spoke to me. He didn't speak to me right then and there, but He said that I'm sovereign. You are my daughter. I am your father. I don't need you to be a backseat driver. I broke the soul contract between you and this young man so that he wouldn't break the soul contract that you and I have. Your soul contract between the two of us, between your Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, is way more important than your soul contract with a man. And I'm a jealous God. So as soon as the devil or God, however you want to put it, gave you the relationship you prayed for, you stop praying, stop coming to church. That wasn't the purpose of allowing you to be in a relationship. If I can't trust you just in dating, what's gonna happen if I trust you with marriage? So that showed me right there. You weren't ready to be a wife, because that means if I trust one of my sons with you, as soon as I give you a husband, you're gonna be ready to stop coming to church. You're gonna be ready to your husband above what I've asked you to do. And that's not what I designed marriage for. So that relationship was designed to teach me a spiritual lesson. And the lesson was very simple. That wasn't what the direction that the video was supposed to take, but I felt like it needed to be shared. So here we go. And I hope you all enjoyed what I had to say. Take care. God bless. Love you all. Bye.